The Canadian Transportation Agency has found Air Canada was less than truthful about the compensation a customer could get over a delayed bag. But even though the airline may have been misleading, they're not so far being penalized.
When you fly with an airline, there's a lot of trust involved. Trust they'll get you to your destination safely. Trust your baggage will arrive to and on time. And trust that the airline will tell you the truth if something goes wrong.
Most passengers just believe what the airline tells them.
They will believe the airline official in thinking that that is the actual policy.
Jeremy Cooperstock filed a complaint with Canada's air travel regulator when another's bag was delayed arriving on a trip to Costa Rica. Air Canada offered the passenger $129 cash compensation and a travel voucher for another $400. And it told the woman in writing that regulations precluded liability for any consequential claim, meaning there was no point in suing.
There's evidence that this is a systematic practice of the airline in misinforming passengers of their rights.
Cooperstock complained, and in a finding this month, the CTA made an important finding. It ruled that Air Canada made a false statement because, in fact, a traveler can successfully pursue much higher damages than what the airline offers.
It would be approximately up to $2,000 liability, and that has to be paid by cash.
Air Canada told Global News, "We continue to review this ruling." But Air Canada did provide the required compensation for these expenses in 2016 at the time the claim was made. That point disputed by consumer rights advocates who say the airline ignored the law and the travelers who've experienced delays would have to go to small claims court to force the issue.
Most passengers rightly realize that the effort to go through bringing a small claim is simply not worth the payout.
If there were hundreds of passengers taking Air Canada to small claims courts, all of a sudden it would become very uneconomic for Air Canada to break the law.
Canada's regulator has so far done nothing to encourage Air Canada to behave differently in future.
Even in a blatant case such as the present one, where the airline is basically caught with its pants down, lying to a passenger, at most they're looking at a slap in the wrist.
The CTA just got back to us and told us they've referred this to one of their officers to see if there should be any kind of monetary penalty for Air Canada. What does this mean for you as an air flyer? Well, it means if you're late or if your bag is late or if the bag doesn't arrive, don't necessarily trust that any airline is telling you the truth about what you're entitled to. Look up the Montreal Convention, look up the airline's tariff, do some research because what you find there may be more accurate than what the airline actually tells you.